Welcome back to Simple Truth. Hey, we're in Genesis chapter 41, 14b. I always hate it when people say A and B, but we're going to say B. Here it goes. This is what it says. Let me start with the first part of 14. It says, Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they quickly brought him out of the pit. We talked about that last week the whole time. And when he had shaved himself, changed his clothes, he came in before Pharaoh. Now, listen. We are constantly telling people, come as you are. Come as you are. Billy Graham made a huge thing about that, right? Come as you are before God. That's a very true statement. But when God picks you out of the pit, when he's prepped you, prepared you, all those things, right? He expects that you are ready to go. Nobody went before Pharaoh looking unkept, right? So again, before they bring him, they make him presentable before Pharaoh. Do you know that God wants you to be presentable before him? But he also wants you to be presentable for the situation that you're going to be in, right? He's wanting you to be presentable for whoever it is that you're involved with in this whole thing. So Joseph, after all this time, he's ready. He's presentable to Pharaoh. It's almost as if God is saying, hey, here's my gift to you, Pharaoh. But really, here's my gift to the whole world. It's presentable, right? Again, Jesus went through that, presented himself, right? At age 12. And different times, he presented himself at the marriage ceremony, right? Like, hey, I'm ready to go. My ministry is ready to go type of thing. Right? He got baptized, and we present. God wants them to be moments in your life where you're presentable. Right? You can say whatever truth, but if you're not presentable in that truth, well, there's a problem. Now, again, that doesn't mean we go to church in three-piece suits all the time. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about, are you presentable for the work that God has for you? Let's go on to 15. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have had a dream. I was joking with somebody recently about Martin Luther King stole it from Pharaoh, right? I had a dream, right? I have a dream. I've had a dream, and there is no one who can interpret it. I've heard it said that that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. Notice, I love the fact that God works in these situations all the time. Nobody can fix this. Nobody can make this right. And then God steps in and God says, I can make this right. Right? I think it's funny because I've seen this over and over with little kids, right? Babies, right? They get in the hands of somebody, they start crying, and everybody's trying to get them to quiet down. Everybody's trying to get them to be okay. And nobody can do that, right? And then all of a sudden, their mom walks in, and she picks up the baby or the child, and everything's okay, right? So God tailor makes moments where he wants to walk in, and everything's going to be okay because it's his moment. That's what Pharaoh's saying here, right? I had a dream, and nobody can interpret it for me. Listen, I have dreams about cows. Nobody can interpret them for me. They are mumble jumble craziness, right? And usually they involve cows walking down the road or cows going out to neighbors and all kinds of things like that, right? But Pharaoh seems to know, like, hey, this has meaning. There's significance to this, and I got to figure out the answer. And he says to Joseph, nobody can interpret it, but I've heard that you can interpret dreams, right? And Joseph answered Pharaoh, it's not me, right? God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer. That's exactly what Daniel says in Daniel, right? It's not me. I can't do this. But God's going to do this. So let me wrap up this simple truth, make it really, really quick. There are moments that God makes for himself. And he places you in the middle of it and says, listen, you're going to do something. I'm going to allow you to do something at work, at play, at home, wherever you are, at church, right? I'm going to make you part of something where people are going to look at him and be like, nobody could do that. There's nobody that could have done that, right? Nobody could get Mikey to like his cereal, right? But yet somebody can, and that somebody is God. God tailor makes a situation where all of a sudden we're going, he likes it. Mikey likes it, right? He likes this thing. And God says, listen, I can soften the heart of your boss. I can make this happen. I can fix this. I can restore this. I can do all of that. You just have to be ready to give me the credit, right? So what is there in your life that God has you a part of that you're looking around and going, I can't fix this. Nobody can fix this. And God's going, right. Nobody can fix it except for me, the author of this moment, right? It is important because you know what, as people, frequently we're trying to make that happen. We try really, really, really hard to fix things. God says, no, this is a moment for me. So I pray that that you are like Joseph, right? That you recognize the God moments in your life and you give God credit for those moments. We'll see you again next time. Simple truth. We're cruising at a high rate of speed through Genesis chapter 41 in the story of Joseph.